Wrap-Up Show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary 𝗏𝗏𝗏. The best of the Wrap-Up Show begins now.
All right, on Monday's Wrap-Up Show, you got to come and check out Jared coming in to admit he was the rat. I guess that little cocksucker JD was right all along, but anyway, I wouldn't give him the benefit of the doubt if my fucking life depended on it, so fuck him. Check it out.
Vic in L.A., you're on the Wrap-Up Show.
Yo, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Vic.
Hey, yo, last year Halloween, JD's vibe was so correct, on point about Jared.
Well, how so?
How so? He called him out. He had something about Jared did not sit right with JD, so he called him out on it. And this came to fruition a year later, Halloween.
So wait, Vic, I want to get this straight. I'm not interrupting. You're saying that because JD thought that Jared was arrogant a year ago on Halloween, that it leads to him lying?
Yes, he's an arrogant, lying fuckface.
Well, the arrogant, lying fuckface is sitting right here. Jared, have you been getting a lot of this type of feedback ever since your admission?
No. Actually, a couple people have said that they understand where I was coming from, that I wasn't trying to sell JD out or anything like that. I was trying to protect Ronnie and get ahead of it, make sure there wasn't any problems for him.
But do you feel bad the way you reacted when JD accused you?
No, I mean, to be 100% honest, it was, I still, feel the way I did, that JD didn't have any evidence. He didn't know anything, so he threw my name out because I know he doesn't like me, and he knows the relationship I have with Ronnie. That upset me that was his reasoning behind it. I understand, if you take a step back, it looks kind of crazy for me to say that because, in fact, he was right, but,
He was right for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but I was upset that, he was immediately going to me because JD doesn't like me.
But, I mean, no one else really had any evidence of, like, Richie Wilson or Brian Fan, and they were throwing those names out, so yeah, I can't be the only one waiting for speculation.
But the one thing I will say with Jared that I understand was we threw those names out, we discussed it, then it went away. Every time Howard tried to say it wasn't Jared, you steered it back like 3 different times.
I listened.
When Howard said, I don't think it could be him, and you go, well, here's why I think it's him.
Because I get cookies. And
no, it wasn't that. It was the office. It was the office environment that day, and just I knew. I just had. I knew, and that's all I can say. I mean, that's all. I had an instinct, and I went with it, and I was right. I don't know what else to say.
I wonder how
You're exuberant today.
I'm not exuberant.
You're bubbling over.
No. I have to tie my shoe.
I wonder how everybody else who was accused is feeling today. I mean, Gary, you basically said Tim did it, and it turns out that he's innocent. I know Goodstein, Phelan,
Gary
Richie
said
Wilson.
Tim confessed to him.
Tim said to me, maybe I'm getting it that he spoke to Ronnie after it came out. But when we were sitting in this meeting, he said we're all one big family. We have to stick together. That's why I called Ronnie that day and talked to him about the email. And I thought that was him saying it. So it's not. I mean, I apologize, Tim. I'm sorry, Tim.
I mean, are the falsely accused reacting at all? Is there any "I told you so's"? Or is anybody? Well, first, Jared, you're here. I mean, is anybody giving you a hard time?
No.
Everyone's been supportive to your face.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there hasn't been anyone that's, a lot of people left this off and said that it got carried out of hand and they thought it was crazy.
Yeah, Howard was disappointed that you actually told him, not because, he wanted it to go on and on.
You go.
When I walked up I didn't want to come up on the wrap-up show on Thursday because I wanted to go directly to Howard. And at the end of the show, I went up to Howard as he's walking out, and as I start walking up to me, he gives me this look, and he's like, "Go away. Just go away." I think he knew what I was trying to talk to him because I've never spoken to Howard in private. And he's like, "Just leave." He actually said, he's like, "No, Jared, just go away." And I'm like, Howard, I need to speak to you.
Do you think Howard was just wanted Jared to go away, or do you think that he actually knew it could be Jared?
I think Howard just wants to get from here to the elevator as quickly as possible, and nobody's slowing him down.
Hey, Jared, at what point did you tell Ronnie, because this was always kind of confusing to me, don't tell anyone who told you?
The day you called him, right?
Well, no, you know what? It wasn't like don't tell everyone. When I spoke to him on Friday, I said, just between me and you, it's kind of sensitive, and I don't know really how far I should go with this, but I was kind of concerned with him bringing it up in terms of the company being upset with me. Right. It wasn't about. I never thought at any time it was going to be Howard upset about it. I just, I thought that because of the sensitive environment that we work in with HR, interns, and everything that's going on right now in the corporate world with interns, I thought it was best to keep Ronnie out of this.
Now, during the week, Ronnie's really twisting in the wind, Jared. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday goes by. Were you like dying to get out there and say it's me? Were you holding, like, what was going through your head as this was sort of unfolding on the air?
I was sick to my stomach because I felt horrible that it was happening to Ronnie. I spoke to Ronnie, and Ronnie told me, don't worry, it'll be fine initially. He's like, I can deal with it. And
so you guys had discussions about it as it was going on during the week?
Yeah.
Like, where would you guys discuss it? Like, in the halls? Like in private? Like, where would you?
Yeah. I mean, in my office.
Did you confide to anyone else here? Did anyone else know about it?
No. I actually even lied to my father, who's a huge fan of the show. And he called me and was like,
wow.
Everyone was impressed by your lying.
My father called me and was like, you're not the rat, are you?
JD,
like,
now
no,
you can have
Dad,
a new dad.
Jason Capel now joining
I
us.
was actually listening to Jared's lying tape now, the one where he denied everything. Jared definitely has to tell. When he says honestly in front of something, that means he's lying to you. Everything was honestly, I didn't do this. Honestly, I had no idea.
But he said that here about you. He always says that.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
Maybe he's still lying.
I always say that even when I'm.
I want to throw something at you because I think it's interesting. First of all, I get accused a lot of being blind to people, but I have no issue with Jared. I understand. I think I understand why he did it. I think I understand why he would deny he did it at the beginning, thinking it wouldn't turn into what it was and it would go away. But somebody did say to me today, I always think it's weird when somebody's first inclination is to lie. So that's one of the interesting things that somebody said to me today.
Well, I'm still.
How do you feel about that, Jared?
You know what? I think it's just a reaction, and you get defensive. And I think I've always been the type of person where I'll get defensive, and it'll take me some time to think about. You get yelled at, and if I'm getting yelled at, I get defensive about it, and it takes me time to realize that I've done something wrong. That's just who I am as a person, and that was the case. It took me a couple of days to realize that this was a bigger issue than me just talking to Ronnie because other people were getting in trouble. Ronnie was getting slammed. There were people that were getting, their reputations possibly tarnished, like Richie Wilson or Doug Goodstein or Dan the Song Parody Man.
I know it's sensitive, but
nothing can help
before
that.
Thursday, did you and Tim discuss it? Before you actually confessed it to Tim?
No, and I felt even worse about that.
Yeah.
Tim didn't really ask me or anything like that. We weren't talking about the leak at any point. But I felt horrible that, Tim defended me on Monday on the show, and I felt horrible that he had to do that.
But see, this whole thing still, and I know Gary just said like, "Oh, people understand why you did it," but I'm trying to figure this out. So you read Tim's email, and then decided because it involved Ronnie and Tim and maybe some other people who work here at Red.
And human resources.
And human resources. That instead of calling Tim directly and say, hey, I just read this in your email and this might be a problem, you went right to Ronnie?
Yeah, I was trying to be proactive. I read Tim's emails on a daily basis.
I know, but I read Gary's emails a lot too, and I don't.
You do?
I do too, man.
We all do. And I don't know. It just seems like a leap to make. And I know, look, Tim was there at Rick's. We all know that, So I mean, he was part of it. So I'm just wondering. Well, that came up on the air already. I just wonder.
We're bringing up some more.
Why make that leap?
Stir it
Like,
up.
why not go? Like, if you really thought it's an HR issue, wouldn't you call Tim and go, "Oh my God, that thing you were at was Ronnie the other night. It's blowing up into an HR issue."
Real quickly, I take issue with the term rat because I wasn't ratting anyone else. I was trying to protect Ronnie. That's not. If anything, I was trying to protect Ronnie from possibly getting in trouble with the company. I ratted out the company. That was the only thing.
A leak is more.
Fine. I'm okay with the
yeah.
word leak, but I wasn't ratting anyone else
And
out.
Jared, I think the issue isn't now what you did. The issue is that you didn't come forward and admit it.
It is.
That's
It
the
is
big-
so reminiscent of Watergate.
Hey, what's up? This is Jason, and on Tuesday's wrap-up show, the guys were talking about the fact that Will might not be able to father his own baby, and the guys on the show have been discussing who would make the best sperm donors and worst sperm donors around here, and the wrap-up show seemed to conclude that I was the absolute worst choice to be a sperm donor to Will's baby, and quite frankly, I totally agree with them. I'm a disgusting human being, both physically and mentally, and no one should have my DNA. Thank you. Good luck, Will.
How's Will holding up through all this?
He's doing it. I was just talking to him about it. First of all, I don't think Will ever intended for this to come out on the air. It's something that I've known about in the office, and I was just talking to him. Yesterday Howard was breaking his balls about the Phillies game and why he's so upset, and Will sort of opened the door and go, "Wow, that's not really what's bothering me." And Howard hit him like 3 times. And I thought Will had one more shot to go, "I don't want to talk about it." And Howard would have left it alone. And then Will opened up about it. And I've been there. I've said things on the air that I just never intended to discuss, especially when it involves 2 people and you're the one giving out the information.
Yeah.
I've been down that road before, so I understand it. So all things considered, I think he's holding up pretty well.
Is it one of those things where you just hope it blows over but nothing blows over?
No,
on the
nothing
show?
blows over. But Will's been with us a long time, and I think that this is the first time he's dealt with something of this magnitude. I've gone through it probably like 5 or 6 times. Will did not wake up on Monday morning expecting to walk in here and have this discussion. That be fair, Will?
Absolutely not. No. I mean, it came out. It was just weird, Artie was busting my balls about the Yankees game, and somehow it led to that.
How you holding up?
I'm okay. I'm more. I don't think my wife wants me to talk about this stuff on the air, but I'm just going to answer the questions, when he asks them, and hopefully it goes away at some point.
Yeah. I mean, has Will done anything wrong in this situation?
No, not at all. It's a weird thing because now Will has become much more interesting to Howard because he's talking about something real in a real way.
Right.
That's a show.
Are you getting a lot of pity from? Are people treating you differently around here?
Well, of course, every person on staff says, "I'd give you my sperm." That's the joke that everyone likes to tell.
Mm-hmm.
Directly, I wouldn't even do it in a cup. I can just give it to your wife.
But is anyone?
Will almost had it on his back for a Panasonic
That's
TV.
right. It's true.
Is anyone talking to you about it seriously, or are they just kind of avoiding it?
I don't know. I don't really want to talk to anyone about it. I had a good conversation with Gary about it. Lisa G actually has been really helpful. She did an interview with a guy that had some information, because I mean, there are questions that I have, and I'm just trying to find the answers to a lot of this stuff, and it's difficult. But, people that I'd rather hear from people that have been through the experience or have, know something about it rather than just anybody.
Well, whether it's the operation or adopting, I mean, you listed a bunch of options today. I didn't know how expensive those options were. That's a pricey game you're getting.
See, I did. I had a couple of friends who went through similar stuff. It's in fact, I don't know whether I should. I don't know what I'm allowed to say on the air anymore. But there's somebody that I used to work with who spent well over $150,000, doing the in vitro thing. It just never happened. I think it was like $30,000 a pop every time you tried it. And that was it was 10 or 15 years ago.
Wow, that's a lot.
Right, and then I get involved.
That's college.
And I get worried about the whole thing. Like, well, is it really worth blowing $100,000 when there's like all these unwanted kids out there? It's tough decisions.
Now,
anyway,
when you talked about considering a family member as the donor, that was met with mixed reaction, to say the least.
Right.
But you've thought that through.
Of course. Any decision I make, it'll be because I came to that conclusion, or I should say, my wife and I and my family came to that conclusion. Nothing to do actually with what Howard says in a moment on the air.
But
yeah, I don't think Howard thought about it nearly as long as Will has.
No, exactly.
Right, but you understand people's first reaction to like saying your brother, for example, like, what, your brother's going to hold that over for the rest of your life and always make fun of it and this and that.
Yeah, right. I've thought about it. What can I say,
What'd you think of Howard's offer to be the donor?
It was very generous of him.
Is there anybody here you would take up on that offer if they were all sincere?
If they were, that's a tough one. I don't know. Maybe like, I don't know. You know what? It's hard to say. I don't want to say anything about that. I don't know. It's a tough question.
All right, so let's...
When you think about it seriously.
Well, who do you like and who do you hate?
1,000 jokes.
Right, well, let's take the other side of that question, which is who is the last person you'd want to take?
That's a lot easier.
And a lot of people
There's lots of people here I wouldn't take, if that helps.
There were a lot of very strong cases made today for who the worst option might be.
Right. I tend to agree with Kaplan. I mean, I agree that he's one of the most intelligent guys here, and he's definitely a really nice guy, but he clearly, not even anything to do physical, has some serious mental issues. No? You would agree, John?
Oh, I said it on air. Jason would absolutely be my choice. But I wasn't convinced of that fully until Jason went in there today.
Right.
After Fred selected him and basically proved the point. Right. I mean, he listed a bunch of reasons why he would be the worst option, and then, of course, took off his shirt and showed his back. And
okay. Can we just
the forest?
Can we digress for a second? I know that Jason was hairy, right? I understood that. But he's got a ring around his neck. I had never noticed that before. And he said if he doesn't shave around his neck, it'll grow right to his face. He'd be like, he's almost like the Wolf Boy.
Right.
But I had never noticed that before. It's a very perfect ring, right around, right below his neck, where his shirt covers. Had you seen? Well, you must have seen that a million times.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I lived with a guy, literally our entire bathroom was just covered. It was like almost a fur covering on the floor.
Does he
like a carpet.
Does he shed?
He sheds, exactly. So it was just everywhere, and he can't help it. He'd apologize, and you're like, dude, you can't do anything about it,
And he says he doesn't even want to have kids. I'm not putting words in Jason's mouth here. He said he wants to stop it at him, and
he's gonna have kids. He's gonna get over it. He'll be a great father. He's got to calm down. He knows. Well, this is the whole point. And this is what gets really fucked up about parenting. And John, you could attest to this too. You're like, okay, I know what went wrong in my life. I have all the corrections, and then all of a sudden you get pissed off, and all that shit goes out the window.
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, I think Jason knows how he wants to raise a kid, and I think he'll be fine.
I've had conversations with Jason about this because I'm like, Jason, you're a good guy. You don't really mean that you don't want to. He goes, no, I'm serious. I do not want to have any children moving forward. I don't want them. My wife doesn't want them. We're not, we don't want to extend the Kaplan family. Well, Jason's here. I shouldn't put words in your mouth.
If the gene pool ended with me, I'd be fine with it.
It's not going to end because you have two brothers, so
yeah,
you might as well. You should keep it going.
I keep telling them. Listen, what can I say? I have a very low opinion of my physical attributes, and like I also said, which I didn't get to too much on the air today, like, I'm barely a man. And, if I had a son, how am I going to pass on? And I can't tell him how to pick up girls, or throw a ball.
How are you barely a man?
I'm unathletic, number one.
Okay.
I don't know shit about girls, how to talk to them, how to meet one.
Well, you met one and you found one who's
lucky.
Cute.
I would say dumb luck. Keep your head in the game.
You talk to girls all the time. Though.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm everyone's friend. I'm everyone's buddy. I could not tell. Okay, here's an example.
That's better than JD.
Just
creep him out.
14-year-old Jason Jr. comes up to me and says, "Hey, I don't understand. I'm at school. I have all these friends who are girls, but I don't know how to make that next step." I go, I'm about to ask a real man.
They're never going to ask you that. Your kids are never going to come to their father to ask how to get laid. It just doesn't happen. And
all right, that's a good point.
You'll be surprised that it's it's not like your kids don't come and ask you for a lot of stuff, and you like sports, you watch sports. The other thing is listen, there's always a chance that you'll have a kid that's an exact replica of you. Right. You know what I mean? But then you've also involved another person, so there's always a chance that it'll be part you, part her, all her.
I just look. I somewhat enjoy being alive. I mean, I am on 𝗦𝘗𝗄𝗿𝗱, but I do. I look at my parents. I'm like, what made you two like seeing you how to get together and procreate? I mean, like really. I mean, I love them both, but I don't know. I don't. And it's so weird because I feel I have such an opposite desire as Will. Like Will, even well before he even met Tracy, has always said he wanted to get married and have a family, and this is important to him, and it's not important to me. And I wish in that aspect we could trade places, but.
So would you? What's it called when guys get their balls snapped?
Vasectomy.
Yeah, would you do that?
I have not gone that far in my head. I have not.
Because why? Because you don't want the vasectomy.
Because I'm still
still thinking it
I'm
might
still young, and your mind can change later in life. But I tell you, and I've talked about this on the air. I'm very careful in bed. Also, like still to this day, the worst thing that could ever happen to me is that I get my wife pregnant. Like, to me, that's my worst nightmare.
Are you still doubling up on condoms and doing all that other stuff that you said?
No, actually, after the last time we thought about it, sometimes after you talk stuff out, you realize how dumb things sound. So
how do you protect yourself now?
Well, just the birth control.
Oh God!
But I have to say, it's in the back of my mind. Like,
Wait, you actually
there.
doubled up on condoms at one point?
No, I never doubled up on condoms, but it was doubling up on the birth control /
You took extra birth control pills?
No, meaning somebody was on. He was on birth control. She was on birth.
They
control.
were both protecting themselves.
Okay.
And you were doing something else too, weren't you?
And pulling out.
Yeah.
And jerking off an hour before.
Dude, you don't understand. It's like I can't relax. It's like
that's a pretty surefire way to avoid having a kid.
Yeah, just everything. I just should stop having sex. Period.
Hey, it's 𝗪𝗿𝗿𝗍𝗍, Baba Booey. On Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about how we had comedian Dane Cook in earlier in the day. We talked about how not everybody was a fan of his comedy, but we all thought he was a great guest, and he even gave Howard some great advice on phone sex.
There's been a lot said about Dane Cook on the show beforehand, Gary.
Some of it by me.
Some of it by you, some by Artie. Howard, I think everyone has taken a shot here or there at him. So what did you expect when he came in today?
He was a really nice guy when I saw him in the green room, and I thought he was really good on the show. I've said before that I'm not like the biggest fan of his comedy. I probably more gave him a hard time. It's when somebody gets so super successful and gets so big, and then you wonder whether they deserve it or not. But I thought he was a really nice guy, and I thought he was a very good guest on the show, and that's what counts for me.
Somebody asked me if I think he's a good stand-up comedian, and my answer is I don't know. I haven't seen him enough in action to judge whether he's funny, but if he's selling out the Garden and he's been so successful, you can only give the internet so much credit for that. There's got to be some talent behind that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, selling a lot of tickets it means you're successful, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're respected by your peers. And he talked about that today. He talks about, I thought it was more interesting when he was talking about all the shit he takes from people accusing him of stealing. And it seems like whenever he's confronted anyone, not in a confrontational way, but just said, hey, you said this stuff about me, it seems to be resolved.
The other thing he was very much aware of was when things were going well for him, he knew the other shoe was going to drop. He expected it, and everyone who was promoting him immediately turned on him and I guess called him a fluke and whatever else. But when you're doing that well, it's a lot easier to handle that kind of criticism.
Well, did he say that he's he's been doing stand-up for 20 years?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I would think
17.
that. Yeah, so what my odds are that he probably had a good 10 years working in shitty clubs, having nothing to do with his comedy. So he sort of knows the score.
He said he was a college comedian, like a successful college comedian, college circuit comedian, and he wanted to get to the next level, but was contemplating how to do it. And I guess he started emailing skits out to whoever was there on whether it was MySpace and gathered a following that just grew and grew.
And it was so great because after he had that huge success, every comedian in the world tried to do that again. It was sort of like his was a phenomenon, and it was just one of those things that just, right place, right time for that to work for him. But everybody tried to do that. Everybody. And it didn't work for anybody.
And again, selling out Madison Square Garden is no fluke.
Continually.
Yeah. Were you impressed by him today, Benji?
Well, he's a pleasant guy. He's very successful. I've always been really annoyed by all the hate for him. Like, it's same with Carrot Top. It's like, it just seems like stupid, all the hate for it. He doesn't turn me on stand-up wise, particularly. I think he's good. He's okay. But it reminds me of the Tonight Show. Like the way the Tonight Show was under Carson, the way the Tonight Show was under Leno. It was pleasant. It was okay to watch. It was hugely successful. It never turned me on artistically.
Charlie in Dallas, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, well, along those lines, why did it take you so long? Why he said that he had offered up, he wanted to be, he tried many times to be on the show, but you never let him on. Why now, Gary?
That's actually not true.
He lies.
No. He may have his information incorrect. We had maybe the first or second time we tried to get on, we might have passed on him. Then we had him booked on 2 separate occasions before now in the last 3 years. And for whatever reason, at the last minute, he had to. I know one time he had to cancel because he was shooting a movie up in Boston. Thought he'd be done sooner. He wasn't. And the time before that, I can't remember. But he'd been booked twice and had to cancel on his end. And then probably twice before that, we didn't have him on.
How do you deal with allegedly losing $11 million to a close family member?
Not nearly as well as he's dealing with it.
Oh my God, yeah. And I know he couldn't talk about it because there's stuff pending, but
he still talked about it enough to, he couldn't talk about the details of it, but he'd talk about how he felt about his stepbrother, and he's like, man, I just want to get this behind me, and I'm all about moving ahead. $11 million, a lot of money, and Howard always brings this up, but you can look at it as a number and say, I had it. I never had that much. I had it. Now it's gone. But Howard looks at it like, all the fucking clubs you had to work and all the hard work it took to get here. Howard looks at it like nickel by nickel because it is. You don't make $11 million overnight.
And who can you trust? You get to a certain point where, you think you can trust a family member, whatever it might be. But ultimately, he even said, he always envisioned having this deep, dark family secret. And, God, be careful what you wish for.
Right, but then he also said that this was a person he had spoken to every day of his life that he hadn't spoken to since this happened.
I'm really curious, and maybe this is one of the things he couldn't get into. Once he realized it, was there any confrontation between the two of them? Or was it right to the police?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I guess he obviously couldn't talk about that because it's pending. But, Will, if you know the answer to that, you can drop by. Scott in Florida, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hi, this is Scott from Margate, Florida. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Just a general question. I've been listening to the show forever, and was actually a fan of Dane Cook. We had seen him down here in Palm Beach at filling out one of those local clubs. Then all of a sudden, he just took off and just went skyrocketing with his career. I was just wondering, with Artie and Howard often making fun of his success, his lack of being funny, what was the relationship in there when they walked into the studio, finally having Dane Cook in there and having to kind of, we think you're funny and, we appreciate your humor. Even one of the callers at the end of the hour actually said that Artie didn't think he was funny. And there was definitely some comments in the past with regard to them kind of making fun of Dane. How was it in the studio today?
First of all, I don't think Howard ever fell into that category. I think Artie definitely did. Artie said that, he said in the past, like, he got famous on Facebook and this and that. And Artie, was pretty vocal about it. Then he ran into him a couple of times and met him. And he's like, I think the feeling is Artie, you got to have respect for what he's accomplished, but he may not be as much of a fan of his comedy. But, I don't book a guest on the show so that we can throw rocks at him. Do you know what I mean? So if Artie felt that way, it's not really Artie's show, and it wouldn't be for Artie to say. And I know I see a lot of calls up here like, why didn't Artie come clean and tell him? But I wouldn't put a guy on the show so that we can have him come in here and then treat him like shit.
And Dane's a fan of the show.
Clearly.
He, I'm sure, has heard what Artie has said, Howard, Gary, whoever else, about his comedy. By the end of the interview, he's inviting him to come up on stage at the Garden.
Right.
Right.
That was kind of an interesting moment when Dane says to Artie, "You don't think I'm funny?" It was kind of.
And what did Artie say?
I don't remember Artie's response. If Artie actually gave him a.
Did he go, have it?
I think he might have laughed, but I don't remember specifically what it was. But Scott, you bring up a fair point, and as Gary said, what Artie's always talked about respecting what Dane Cook has done sales-wise, his success, whatever else, but he's never been a huge fan of his, and I can't speak for the guy, but that's...
I mean, it's like music. There's like huge, successful music that it's a #1 song, but just might not be what you're into.
Billy Ray Cyrus. But it's stuff like that. But again, it's my personal taste whether I'm a fan of the comedy or not. But the guy was a good guest, and I was one of the people probably fighting to have him in. I would say when we come at a meeting, I think we should have this guy on. I think he's really hot. I think he's got interesting stuff going on. I think he'd make a good guest.
And his ladies' resume wasn't too bad either. And he said growing up he was an introvert and never really got out there. And then I guess when success hit, he was able to do pretty well.
Well, again, like I didn't know a lot about him, so sometimes, and I've said on the show before, there've been many people that have come on that I've had one thought about, and when they leave, I have a different thought about. And I probably thought he was a little bit on the arrogant side, again, from the little I've seen of him. And I thought that story he told about how he was the wimpy kid and all the kids at school forced him to fight the other wimpy kid. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, by the end of the interview, he's giving phone sex advice to Howard, and I think I pulled that actually, Ted. Hit 1. If you missed it, here's Dane Cook evaluating Howard's phone sex ability and giving him some pointers.
I have a very wide vernacular, so I know a lot of interesting
You watch
words.
a lot of porn.
Know a lot of the slang, the jargon. I'm a bit of a verbologist.
Yes, but with girls, you got to be careful. Like, you can't say like the word
can't
cunt.
creep 'em out,
right?
yeah.
You can.
You can?
If you say it lovingly, like, "Oh, baby, you're a cunt."
Yeah,
like
that's the move.
But you gotta.
I wouldn't even try.
Let me try
I
that.
think he's going to get you into trouble.
Let me try that. Oh, baby, you can't.
No.
No good?
No.
What was the difference?
I don't know. You sound like you just sat on something.
I love you, pussy.
So Howard not getting rave reviews from Dane when it comes to the phone sex.
I also love that he wouldn't fall for the Blue Iris tape. Yeah, he wasn't falling for that.
Well, first he thought it was a man, and then he's like, that's some 75-year-old whatever back there.
And in a way, he's correct.
May she rest in peace.
Actually, his phone sex skills were really good when he went into his actual phone sex.
You were impressed?
Yeah, I was. I thought he was talking out of his ass, but his phone sex, I thought.
Well, he's on the road quite a bit.
A good scenario.
So maybe he's got that expertise. Robin said she'd hang up and immediately call the authorities or something like that.
I would bet the farm that Robin's had some pretty good phone sex.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, all the talk was about Scott the Engineer. After waiting for weeks, he finally got his clips played from his DJ stint out at Pure in Vegas. And Scott's pretty proud of himself, so we talked about what it was like hearing those clips played and having Howard, Fred, Artie, and everyone else goop on him for the umpteenth time. Here's how that conversation
went. Gary, one, how badly did Scott want these clips played? And two, did Howard realize he was torturing him as day after day went by and those clips just stayed up on that page but never got heard?
Okay, going backwards, answering the last question first. Howard had no idea he was torturing him until somebody finally sent a note out last night telling us that. But it was one of those things that Howard meant to, get around to.
So Scott shouldn't have taken it personally.
No, we weren't not doing it. He just hadn't. And every time I would mention it to him in the morning during the break, Howard would go, "Oh yeah, that's right. I got to get to that." So he wanted to get to it, and I know that Scott wanted it to be done, so it's done. I don't know that Scott was necessarily proud of what he did. I think it's more like, "Hey, I'm going to get shit first, so let's just get it over with."
Pretty much. I was okay. I was okay with him not playing it. I knew he would get to it eventually, but yeah, let's just get it over with if you're going to do it, because I know it wasn't going to be pleasant.
Well,
it wasn't bad though.
Well, a couple people said you were getting frustrated as day by day went, and your stuff didn't.
Sometimes,
come on.
I mean, like yesterday, he said, "I want to talk about Scott," and I went in. He goes, "Not now," I got a guest coming in after Dane Cook, so that was a little frustrating.
I remember another time he's like, well, Scott was in Vegas, but Rosie O'Donnell's here. And, like, you kept getting bumped.
Do you feel that, like, you're not even important enough to be mocked? Is that what you're saying?
No, not at all. I know I'm not high on the priority list, so.
But it's not about you. It's just about the tapes, and we were gonna. I think there's a part of Howard too when you have something like that. It's not something you can do in 2 minutes, and he listened to it. He goes, "These are really good." It's almost like he's got them in the bank. You know what I mean? He does that a lot. Where he's got something that's so good, it's like I don't have to rush to get to it. I'll get to it. I know I have something good for when I need it.
He meant good, bad.
That's right.
Not good, good.
Now, you said in Vegas they treated you
By
like
the way, that was a laugh I was telling you about.
They treated you like a rock star, and everyone was goofing on you. But here on the wrap-up show, we won't goof on you
I don't
to your
think so.
face.
No.
So what did you mean by being treated like a rock star? Like, did they really give you full VIP treatment?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there were people. I got to the club. There were security people around me all the time. I had a private area that I was in, the VIP area.
What kind of rooms you get?
I got a suite at Caesar's Palace, which was gorgeous.
What was the private area? What was the VIP private area?
There's an area away from the regular people.
Which you were 11 minutes before you got there.
That's true. Where you go and sit. It's like a little balcony above the dance floor, a little area, by the dance floor. It's roped off. There's security guards around. No one could get in.
Was anyone else in the? I'm sorry, Benji. Was there anyone else in the VIP area other than you?
There were other people. There were a lot of hot chicks, and I don't know where they came from. They were all to see me, I guess. There was booze. Yeah.
Was Shaggy in the VIP area?
I didn't see Shaggy in the VIP. He had his own dressing room.
Yeah, they had their own dressing room.
I didn't need a dressing room, but Shaggy had his own dressing room. So,
at what point did security become part of the event with you? Like, when did they start being your security?
As soon as I got there.
Like, at the club only, or did they, like, escort
off the plane?
At the club. Well, off the plane, they had, a car pick me up.
But not security.
He could be security. They had a car pick me up at the airport, take me to the hotel.
And, like, did the security escort you out of the event at the end and everything?
No. I just left. I mean,
So they just moved the rope and
I kind of stumbled out, but yeah.
Were you picking people to come into the VIP at all?
No, but I had some people I knew that were picking people to come in.
Like they knew what kind of people you
pulled
wanted?
the David Lee Roth and sent people out to find people to come into the VIP area?
I didn't know what was going on.
What the Beastie Boys used to call that? The trim coordinator or something like that.
You had a trim coordinator?
Yes.
Wow.
I think.
And DJ Holly, it sounded like you got pretty tight with DJ Hollywood.
Really a good guy. He's a big fan of the show. And yeah, he was really helpful and really did a great job.
Now, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but when you were watching the clip, it seemed like you were dancing and drinking and having a good time. And in the background, you see DJ Hollywood mixing everything. I mean, did you do any mixing at all?
I did mixing. I think we set up some shots for the camera.
Oh, I see.
So when I was on mic, I went out. I left the little area that we had, and I just went out to the balcony part and talked to the people. But I did a lot of mixing.
And did you have any say in the song choice and what was being played there?
No, I just said you'd pick what you want to play, and it was basically everything. They don't just play techno or dance or it was basically a mix of 80s, 90s, whatever. Madonna, Michael Jackson, Prince. It was
any rock. They like to throw some rock in there, like Sweet Home Alabama, that stuff.
Not during my set, but maybe at some point during the evening, like 3, 4 in the morning, they take care of that.
Now I know you're a married guy,
yes.
But if you weren't,
if I wasn't,
could you have gotten laid that night without laying out any cash?
I would say yeah.
So you had girls coming on to you?
Groupie types?
No groupie types. It was just women hanging out with us. I don't know where they came from.
I'm going to save Scott on this one. I'm going to tell you that if you're in Vegas and you're behind the velvet ropes at a good club and you have a big bottle in front of you, you can almost always get laid.
Just bring a rope with you.
No, but it's just there is a weird thing. People seem to, wherever they are, and they see someplace where it's a special setup, there's always somebody that feels a need to have to get in there.
Did you have to tell anyone, hey, I'm married?
No. No, there was no need. I had no interest in doing that. I am married. So everything was fine. It was just people hanging out, having a good time.
And you're back for a couple more, right?
I'm back in November, at the end of November 28th and December 12th.
So you must have done something, right?
They loved it. I mean, what's not to love about me? We had a great time. They had a great crowd. Probably they have a great crowd every weekend. It's one of the hottest. It's a beautiful club.
It's a nice club. I was there.
Really,
a couple weeks
really
ago.
nice.
Now
they have a balcony above Las Vegas Boulevard, right in the front of the hotel. An outdoor balcony, which is amazing. It looks over the street in the front of the hotel, which is really
I'm
nice.
king of the world.
And Howard and Robin were big fans of your performance.
Oh.
Teddy hit number one. Here's Howard finally getting to Scott at Pure.
Why are they raising their hand?
Raise your hands for hands up.
They do that in Vegas. They raise.
Come on, everyone, party like it's 1981.
I'll use that.
81.
Yeah, well, that's when I had hair.
Not really.
Actually, 1972. Party like it was 1964. Ew. Everybody, out on the dance floor, party like you have hair. Oh, you do have hair. Party like you have COPD. That's cardio. What do I have again? Pulmonary
Something.
Cardio. What is COPD?
It's actually I can't even remember.
Any of that get under your skin?
No, not after 25 years. I just take it as it comes.
Was there a point where you were just like, all right, I'll just deal. It's not even worth fighting anymore. I don't mean today. I just mean you've been with the show for a very long time.
Of course. I mean, you just know what's coming at this point, and okay, let them roll with it because it's great stuff. The audience loves it. I know Howard likes to push buttons too, and he likes when we get upset, but this wasn't really anything to get upset about today.
I thought that was like it's so interesting, like when someone that normally doesn't get it so much. Like I was really feeling for Ross. Like last night, I was thinking about it, and today, like we're as hard as it is for any of us. It's like it's not. It's like we've been through it. But someone like a civilian type that all of a sudden is like hit so hard from all angles of the show. It's like a whole different thing.
You talk about when they were breaking Ross's balls about his breath. Yeah, when you go in there and you're not one of us and you get hit, it's brutal.
Yeah.
We're used to like my friends and family won't call me anymore to say, but at the beginning it's like really weird. They're like right in on you, like, are you okay? And that makes it 10 times worse.
And this particular one, I actually really appreciate what Howard did because it's just a chance to promote what I'm doing, and I'm doing appearances. I'm going to say this now, and he'll never play another clip again. But he goes out of his way to help the staff.
I don't care what you say, just get my name right.
So I'm able to get the club's name out, and I'm able to promote my 2 other gigs that I'm doing.
Right, in spite of getting the party like it's 9/11 and the hair, and then
of course, I mean
So Scott, are you back in the DJ business?
No, not officially yet.
Because someone had asked about hiring you a couple of weeks ago. I forget what it was. Oh, it was for a birthday party, for like a high-end birthday party. Did Ross ever come to you about that?
No.
It was for a friend of his. And I said, I don't even know if Scott's got equipment.
I still have equipment.
What a great chance to relaunch your DJ career. You're coming off of 3 hopefully successful Vegas performances. Howard's talking about it. Probably
I smell another investment from us because Scott needs. Scott's got all vinyl and turntables.
I would have to I probably have to buy it. I do have my equipment. It is older.
Right.
I would probably have to buy all new equipment.
Do you still have turntables?
I do.
Yeah. So what you can't DJ?
I have CD players.
Couldn't that be
But now they don't even use those.
They don't even use CD players anymore.
But couldn't that be part of your appeal? Sort of old school, 2 turntables and a microphone.
The club has turntables. They do use a lot of vinyl still. They're going back to vinyl to scratch and to play off vinyl.
And I almost bought Scott's DJ equipment off him. I was going to buy it off you at one point.
You know what? I have it somewhere. I know where it was, and I've been trying to get it back.
Oh, right. You can't get your equipment back,
It was
right?
at K-Rock.
Right.
And I've been trying to get it back for the last year, and everybody says, we know where it is, we'll get it for you.
They won't let you in there to...
Well, no, but then they say, well, we don't know what happened to it. I'm like...
the problem is that everybody that knows where it is was fired.
Yeah, right.
So they don't know where anything
There's
is.
nobody left, so I've been trying to get the turntables back. I have everything else.
Mark in Boston, welcome to the wrap-up show.
Now.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, first, as far as Scott's concerned, I think the casinos are just raking in cash from that black cloud. That's why they're hiring them.
Oh, to affect the gamblers.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody he touches, that black cloud just hovers over the whole casino. They must be raking in like 5 times the cash.
What do they call?
Scott's the cooler.
The cooler.
Hey, what's up, Dane Cook? And I'm here on Howard TV to talk about my show at Madison Square Garden.
Dane, you're a big fan, right?
I am, yes.
Now, this is your first time on the show. You nervous?
First time.
You nervous? You excited? What do you expect?
Not really nervous. I don't know what to expect because it's Howard, so you never know what to expect. But that's kind of good. That's good. That's where the good stuff is, when you're a little scared.
You're a little bit?
Actually, no. Not really.
All right, so you're going to have a good time today, right?
After you've been in front of 20,000 people, everything else is a little bit more relaxing.
Dane Cook is promoting his Dane Cook and Friends tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the New York Comedy Festival. This guy's on fire.
He's the man.
It's at the Garden.
You're smaller than I thought.
At the it's at the Garden tomorrow night.
Oh,
wow.
I mean, Dane Cook. Where did you say it was going to be?
At the New
Comedy
York
Cellar? No.
No, at the New York Comedy Festival. Hey, Dane, nice to see you.
What's going on, Howard?
What's
Good to see
happening,
you.
man? You know, I guess it's kind of legendary in the comedy community that you, of course, built your following on the internet. You successfully figured out how to harness the power of the internet.
I did.
When you're an unknown comic, when you're a guy just coming up, how do you get your word out that you have this website and people should follow you? I don't even understand how you pulled it off.
I was, like most people, masturbating violently 23 hours a day.
Right.
Violently.
Violently masturbating.
Like you were angry at your penis.
Angry at my career.
Right.
Actually.
How old were you at this point? When you were really angry at your career, you've been trying comedy, it wasn't going well.
Well, this is 20 years, this New Year's Eve, and so I was like 27.
Right, and it's getting to the point where you go, like 30 is a weird age to still be doing comedy and not get anywhere.
I'm like college act, and I'm getting a little bit too old to, do the same kind of thing. So I just started sending out like links to my skits and stuff like that online, right. And it became like my thing. I'd spend half the day playing video games and the other half just emailing links and trying to figure out who my fans were online.
And were people like your parents saying to you, this is a waste of time? Were they at the point where they said, listen, you're sitting at home.
Were you still living at home?
With links, you're making links, and you know, because sometimes I see people with links, and you go, boy, asshole, you're making links. Why don't you get out and work? But it worked for you. You got a following. How many people were on your website?
Like at one point, it was like when MySpace was at its absolute peak. It was like 2.5 million followers,
Wow.
and then like 1 million hits on my personal website. It was almost scary, to be honest. It was a little bit like, oh, I have to kind of live up to this.
Right, it became an obligation. And in fact, what was on the website that was so compelling? You did some skits and you'd post it.
I do a lot of ribbon dancing, and so I would do the ribbon techniques,
right?
And just anything non-comedic.
Would you record this yourself with your own video camera?
I did. I would do like local sets at down in the Village or the Laugh Factory in L.A. And I would just post anything. I would just post, even if it was an unfinished joke, or I would just sit in front of my computer and do like little webcam chats. But I had no fans at the time. At first, it was like
it was obnoxious.
10 people. Yeah, it was obnoxious, and 10 people that I knew their names.
Right. And
I would just, talk to the same 10 people, and I watched it go like 10, 20, 40, 80.
Wow.
Until finally it was, arenas, and it's been a wild ride, man.
Right. It's a wild ride, and going up.
Still masturbating violently. I still find the time.
Do you not have a girlfriend?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
What does she do? She in show business?
She is a singer. She sings, yeah.
And there's a steady relationship. Were the rumors that you were with Jessica Simpson are just merely a rumor?
Rumors?
I mean, usually where there's smoke, there's fire. You went out with her, right?
Little dalliances here and there, but
I would love to bang her.
But
I mean, as a guy who masturbates a lot too, that's a hot girl. I mean,
she was beautiful.
Beautiful girl. Why
and
didn't
that also has to be some kind of a craziness, because here you were at 27 sitting in your room, and now you're with Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, I used to masturbate violently to her.
Right, and now you're with her. I've actually had that happen.
Yeah?
Where I masturbated to someone, and then I met him, and I got to bang him.
I would watch Newlyweds and just hold my hand over Nick.
But also, that didn't work out, though. She wasn't a girl that you could stay in a long-term relationship with.
No. And plus, I was, not to bum out, but it was like, my mom was really sick. I was making that movie. My mom was got cancer, and so it was like, if I wasn't on set, I was, taking care of my family. So
bad timing.
Yeah, definitely.
Is your mom still alive?
No, she passed away.
From cancer?
From the masturbating violently. It's a really strange thing that...
But at least she got to see that you made it.
She did.
I mean, she saw you in your room making video links and links to your website.
Absolutely.
And this was not... Your father's still alive?
My dad... I lost my mom and dad to cancer within 9 months of each other. Both of them got cancer.
Oh.
That same year that everything kind of blew up, and everybody was like the white hot spotlight, I was like at home, taking care of my folks. And so it was weird, man. It was a weird time.
Terrible
but they
timing.
both got to see it.
But terrible timing on your parents' part. True.
Yeah, I blame them entirely.
Yeah, I mean,
schedule your cancer deaths.
You finally hit it. Everything's coming into fruition.
Yeah,
the whole plan is working.
They ganged
and the
up
two
on
of them, there they are, burning
They were in cahoots.
See, my father had the decency to die when I was a complete loser.
Right. So you had a lot of time to devote to him.
He wanted to go.
I mean, you've been linked to beautiful women.
True.
Kate Hudson, I think. No, Katie Holmes.
No.
Was it Kate Hudson?
Kate Hudson.
Kate
did a
Hudson.
film with Kate Hudson. Yeah.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean... It's weird to do a film with a girl. You do fall in love in a sense when you get to do these films with people. And then I guess when you get off set, it's a whole different reality.
Yeah, it's what are they? A location ship sometimes.
Right, because you're in a movie together. Everything you're being catered to, and
you have makeup on. You look great.
Right, and you're working together, and you rehearse, and and suddenly you're banging Kate Hudson. Jesus Christ!
Not actually banging, but pantomime banging. Yes.
You never banged her?
No.
Never.
No, she had a boyfriend at the time.
Oh,
and we were
so
just
it was
actually
not,
buddies.
It was not a romance.
Yeah, no, there was really no.
Jessica Simpson was a romance.
That was just kind of like hanging out.
Little pork in here and there. Everybody's having
I wouldn't
a good
say
time.
pork and maybe beans.
Pork and beans. All right. The movie I like that you did was Mr. Brooks. I love that film.
Love that film.
Good film. Did that film do well commercially?
I think it made enough money to pay me.
So why didn't that movie do well? It was you and Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I think it was one of his best roles.
Yeah.
He plays this insane,
Yeah.
and you play an insane guy, and it's really, I'm always looking for good movies to watch, and that's one of those surprises.
And the other person in it is Demi Moore.
Right. You rent it on DVD, and you go, man, this is a good movie. Why didn't I see this in the theater? Was it poor marketing? What the hell happened?
I don't really. Yeah,
Did you have Video Link?
No, it was a low budget. It was definitely a low budget film. And when we made it, it was like, okay, we're going to hope that when this thing, finally hits, that it goes wide. But you do these things and you just don't know. It's not like stand up. I can control that. I can go out. I know what I'm going to present. And your writer, director, sometimes bouncer, Artie will tell you that. You're doing everything. You do a movie, and then when it's done, you're like, I don't even know what's going to
Did you ever write a movie?
I did, yeah.
Did you get to produce it and put it out there?
Oh, I did some short film stuff, but nothing.
Are you frustrated with the scripts you get in the sense that you're like, well, I'm at the mercy of some screenwriter? I would think you would take the matter into your own hands the way you did your stand-up career.
Yeah. No, I did a few, comedies that were, that were decent, but more like highlight good. There's moments in them. Right. But as a whole, that's why I'm writing my own stuff now, and we'll see what happens.
Were you popular as a kid in high school?
No, absolutely.
Were you loser-ish?
Loserish, very introverted, panic attack. I used to have a tree called the throw-up tree on the way to school. And if I could make it past the throw-up, which I never could, I'd be frozen. My hands would be tingling because the thought of being around people was just horrifying.
You're antisocial in a way.
I'm pretty shy.
You are shy. Were you the type? Did you get laid in high school at all?
Never.
Never.
No.
No girls looked at you.
I did finally lose my virginity in high school, but to my first girlfriend. But she was homely.
And she acted like like she was doing you a favor.
But she was homely now, but she was hot then because I was very homely and zits. And
did you go to college?
No, I did not.
You did not go to college.
No,
you went out to make your career happen.
Stand up in 1990 and never went to college. High school, and that's it.
And
Isn't it funny, though, that you wound up entertaining college kids?
Well, the best thing is when I would do the colleges and I would walk in and then like a teacher or some staff guy would be like, you're here for the show? And I'd be like, I am the show.
Did you start to get laid as you became a stand-up comic?
Oh, yeah.
And then the girls started to take notice of you?
Oh, yeah. Like 22 to 28 was legendary for me.
Really? Famous chicks, too?
Just famous
and
not really at the time.
But really
like
hot.
C-listers at the time.
Yeah, but hot chicks who wanted to be famous.
Yeah, like Soleil Moon Frye's assistant.
Right. That type. Not that you had Soleil Moon Frye's assistant, but that type.
Right. Somebody like her.
Somebody like her.
I've seen her. She's hot, that assistant.
Right. And sometimes, too, at a time, did you orgy at all? Was that part of the legend, so to speak?
In Reno, I did that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How many girls were in the room with you at that time in Reno?
I did. It was my first threesome.
Threesome?
Ever. Yeah.
And you knew how to handle it?
Oh, I was overwhelmed, Howard.
Shoot your load rather rapidly?
I think I knew it was going to happen, so I jerked off a couple of hours early
just like me.
Yeah.
Well, just like every guy. I
did it just like you, too.
Two girls at the same time. Did they know each other? The girls?
Yes.
How did they know each other?
They were like
prison,
like a men's club, and prison.
It was like they knew each other. You met them somewhere doing a show, kind of thing, and they said, "Hey, let's go back to your room and party." And before you know it, they're naked. They're in your bed.
Yeah.
And now, I guess one's handling your penis, the other one's kissing you.
Yeah, I've got like Joey Lawrence hair at the time.
Wow.
I had this huge, like Lethal Weapon mullet, just big hair.
Does a time come where it goes to your head that you start to think you're even better than you are? Like that you're a superstar, you're God,
No.
Were you humble always?
Yeah.
You were. You were pretty.
Probably to a fault. I should probably be a little bit more cocky about it. Or
embracing your success.
Yeah.
But you had terrible tragedy for not only your parents dying within 9 months of each other, but even worse, you got ripped off financially. And I guess the case is still going on.
I know. I can't talk too much about it.
Can I tell people what I'm talking about here?
Please.
Okay. You had a business manager who was your stepbrother or half brother?
Yep.
Half brother. In other words, this was your father's second family.
My mom's, my mom's ex-husband's son's brothers, something.
You were close to him growing up?
Oh yeah.
You made him your manager.
Made him
manager.
Bookkeeper.
Made him your bookkeeper.
Yeah.
You're accusing him, I guess, of stealing millions of dollars from you. Millions. 3 million or something like that? Is that the right number? Up.
Yeah.
So, is it 11 million?
It's dancing around that number. Sure.
Oh, God. Oh, does
Listen,
that hurt?
I got to tell you something. First of all,
yeah.
You know, you hear the number $11 million. In order to realize $11 million, you got to make a lot of money.
You got to make 22.
And you know, I think you seem like a pretty grounded guy.
Yeah.
In show business, it's fleeting. You never know how hot you're going to be
that was
forever.
The nest egg.
That was it. Once you had this $11 million, you know it gives you a certain creative freedom.
Yes.
A freedom in life. You can afford a home. Because stand-up comics, for the most part, don't make it.
Oh, yeah.
You beat the odds and you made it, and you acquired this $11 million.
Absolutely.
How does he get $11 million? I
don't know, man. I still don't know the answers.
You weren't watching the books.
Well, he was my brother.
Right. So how did you come to find out that this has got to be incredibly painful? Because he's the one person you want to be able to trust.
That's the thing is, I mean, I can't really talk too much about it because I still don't know. He's in jail, and until the trial, I don't know the answers. It's still a mystery to me.
Right. Will you have to testify?
I'm sure when it finally comes to pass.
Has he written you and said, listen, please, let me out of this?
No.
He's not even
Somebody
talking.
I talk to pretty much every day of my life.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Somebody you talk to.
How did you discover
You know when you
it?
watch like a 48 Hours, like those were my favorite shows, you know, and I used to watch those shows about people like Double Life and be like, almost kind of like, wow, that'd be kind of interesting to have that happen. Like it was almost so fascinating. Be like, wouldn't that be cool to have? I always wanted my family to have a deep, dark secret. I was like, that'd be great to, or live in a house that has like a ghost child running around, you know, like murdering people. Just something crazy.
You probably told your brother this.
I probably did.
You get a morbid
That's
curiosity.
going to be his defense.
Yes.
I was just trying to make your fantasy come true. So in all seriousness,
But
I
how
think,
did you
like,
discover it? I mean, when did you know that you were ripped off?
It all happened literally within, like, at Thanksgiving of last year. Life was just hunky dory, and you know, coming off, you know, my parents and all this stuff that had happened, and starting a new tour, and then within a few days, everything just completely.
Hey, did you see
turned
the
around.
$11 million I had hanging around here?
Is it true that you hired a business manager who then uncovered this, who figured out for you that a lot of money is unaccounted for?
I can't really answer it because I don't know. I mean, I did hire a new business manager, but they didn't really discover. It was just something that kind of happened through a course of a few days. Just like absolutely everything I thought about this person was, you know, I guess I should say allegedly different, but you know, when it's over, I come back and tell you.
No, understood. I feel for you because I imagine there's not too many people in life you can really trust and say, you know what, I trust this person with my life,
And
my
isn't
money.
it great to take a family member along for the ride and to be able to
the thing is,
share everything
he was
with them?
He was a corrections officer,
right?
And he was even almost like killed by an inmate. And I went to him and said, because he has a son, I was like, I want you to, you know, I don't want your son worrying about his dad, and so I'm going to double time it. I'm going to go on the road, and I want you to come work with me. And so it was like, this guy was a corrections officer. I hired him to, you know, protect my money, not help it escape.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what a nice thought, too. You're saying, listen, I'm worried about you. Let me take you out of your life where you could get killed. And it's a beautiful thought. And do you feel like not only betrayal, but do you feel like a dupe? I mean, it's the worst.
Look, it was like an anvil to the head, but I'm one of those people, man, that just, what's next? I'm on to the next thing. I want to wrap it up. I want the truth to, you know, come out.
Surface, and that's it.
And then,
is the money gone, or does he have it somewhere? Is there a chance that you could recover it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, the Attorney General and people they allude to things, but I can't know much. It's a family case, so I can't.
Has it split the family?
No.
It hasn't
No,
split
I
the
have
family.
5 sisters, and everybody is like, they know what I'm about, and
Man.
everybody's just like, they can't believe this guy.
If he is convicted, how far would the sentencing go? How long?
I don't know,
could he-
because it's a state case, so it's like, I know that's different from if it was a federal level, but yeah,
Sometimes
man.
you get more time for that than murder itself because we value property.
I'm learning as I go, but it's been it's been a wild year to say the least.
I'm sorry about that. I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
got to be really, really awful. I mean, to lose your parents in 1 year and then have your brother allegedly do this to you
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, it sucks.
Did you ever feel any guilt putting him in jail or none whatsoever?
No, I'm one of those people. It's like if karma gets you, and whatever you put out there is going to come back.
How is it you've never had a drink of alcohol in your life? Are you not curious to at least see what this is all about, or what's going on here?
I look at Artie and I feel like he's like me in another dimension.
Right. You're the opposite.
Way out.
Right. No, but seriously, how do you never have a drink of alcohol, or you've never tried a drug?
Never.
Never smoked weed?
Nothing.
I mean, it almost points out what you say. You were such an introvert and sort of, let's say, nerdy in high school that maybe you never were part of that scene.
Okay,
But sometimes that's how people loosen up.
Yeah.
That's true. But here's the thing: is I knew even when I was like, my best friend in school was like, he was like the biggest. He was drinking Jaeger before classes, and he was getting stoned. We were like 𝗛𝗿𝗄𝗏 and 𝗏𝗏. It was like I was like the Halo guy, and he was. And he, and so we were buddies, and but I'm like one of those people. I'm not competitive outwardly, but I'm really competitive with myself. And if I did coke, I would have to be the most coked guy in the room.
Right. You'd want to be the best coke guy
Golden
in the
God
world, right.
on the roof.
So, in other words, your personality is such that even if you drank, you would become an alcoholic.
If I do something, I take it all the way to like, insanely ridiculous levels.
So there's no moderation, and there's no way you fear, in a way, taking a drink.
I don't fear it. No, I think I'm gonna wait. I'm like 50 and just do heroin and meth and everything. Just rock it out.
I don't know. I don't think so. So, but yet you seem like a very grounded, very focused guy.
Sure.
And then I hear that when you were doing a stand-up somewhere, you got heckled and you jumped off the stage and beat the guy over the head with a microphone. Is that true?
I got in a little bit of a fisticuffs years ago outside Nashville with a guy. But I didn't just jump off
way
the
to react.
Talk
You don't
about that.
understand.
What
You
happened?
really, how pissed you can get at those people.
What
I
happened?
think like you do a lot of gigs and like crappy Chinese food restaurants that they turn into comedy clubs when you're coming up. And
It's got to be
the
depressing.
guy threw like a Buddha mug at me, or something. Something came out of nowhere, and then
he threw something.
Yeah.
He threw something at me. It might have been like a spare rib, or I don't know what it was, but
Right.
I saw some debris come through the spotlight there, and then I said something about his girl. I went like right after his girlfriend because she was just yammering and fucking obnoxious. So,
This is the nightmare couple.
yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna kick your ass in front of everybody, and the rest of the crowd got like Thunderdome. They were like, we want to see it. Do it, kick his ass. And like, so they were egging me on, and that old thing, like one time I was in high school, I didn't like to fight. I was so scared, and these bullies forced me to fight another kid who was also a pussy. 2 pussies fighting each other in the schoolyard. And we're literally both like hitting and being like, "Are you all right?" Like we're crying and like,
God, it's such a gladiator.
"Are you all right?"
Like the
It was like Sean Penn and Bad Boys.
feeding
like
the Romans to the. Yeah, well, go ahead. So
I ended up getting in like this, this physical confrontation with an audience member, and
wow.
and
did you kick his ass?
No, he kind of kicked my ass.
Yeah, how hard?
But I did get a good shot in with the mic, and it did that nice feedback sound.
But you were brave.
I did. I had to, stand up for myself because it was, you can't have a spare rib thrown at you during a show and not.
Now get back to this financial thing for one more question. 'Cause I forgot to. Do you now have money, or are you bankrupt?
No, I have money.
You have money.
Yeah. I mean, I continued to tour even beginning, before that happened and then throughout. So it's, I've been pretty blessed that I have great fans, and
yeah, sure.
I'm in a good
that's
spot.
it. I mean, it's unbelievable. What do you think of comics who are working, and is there a certain age they should give it up, hang it up? Like,
if they're not making
if
it?
a guy hits 50 years old.
I was doing gigs, Howard, with Rodney. I used to host for Rodney at the Laugh Factory, before he passed away.
Sure.
Still, when he would come in with an earpiece on, and his girl would sit up in the balcony and are you gonna go into the thing about the your wife and the sexual like she would feed them the lines, and
really
he was still killing. Rodney would kill, and he would do that thing too. It was like, it shows you how comics were all a little insecure and fucked up. He would come in, I would host, and he would always do this thing, Rodney, where I would have to say, ladies and gentlemen, we have a legend here, Rodney Dangerfield, and Rodney would stand up, and he would do this, and I would say, Rodney, would you come up for a minute? Would you come up?
And so it was all planned.
Yeah, he had to have this. And he'd say, no, and I would have to say to the crowd, do you guys want to see Rodney? And they would go, yeah, and Rodney would kind of do his thing, and then come, Rodney, you're gonna, and I was making him come up, but every time.
Did he need that because he wanted it to seem spontaneous, that all of a sudden he just came up and blew away the crowd, or did he want it because he didn't really want to be in a small club and he was just doing everyone a favor?
I think it's like that thing where I know if you don't do stand up for a little bit, not only do you get you feel like a newbie all over again, but you just feel like, do they care, or they get this?
Rodney was insecure to the day he died.
I believe so. Yeah.
Wow, isn't that something, with all of his success?
Yeah, man.
And all the movies and everything.
But I believe you can do stand-up until you're,
Why is it important to you as a stand-up comedy guy to... I see guys do this. You beat Dave Chappelle's record of staying on stage for over 6 hours. There seems to be some sort of longevity.
What is the reason for that record?
Yeah, why do you need to do that? I don't understand what the thing is there.
It really wasn't. It was a local. It's not a world record. I think some dude in Europe stayed on stage for 9 days or some shit.
You were on 7 hours. You did 7 hours straight on stage.
I did.
Holy shit. Is that hard for the audience? I mean, I don't care I don't care if you're Steve Martin. I mean, it's 7 hours on stage.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Why did you do it?
Because it was okay. There was a record at the Laugh Factory that Pryor had set 3 hours 50 minutes, and then I had done 4.5 hours years ago, and then Chappelle came and was like, "Man, I'm gonna break that Dane Cook's record, man. Give me the mic." And so he went up and he did 6.5 hours, but if you know Dave, 4 hours of it was lighting a cigarette.
Yeah. He's got a slow pace.
Slow and deliberate.
Moving a stool for,
right.
Dave's got man, I'm gonna move the stool, man. Blow a smoke ring, man.
It's a good bit.
So when you're growing up, who is the person that inspired you?
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, right?
That was the comedy album that I held on to, and my sister saw him at Madison Square Garden, and I remember the night she came home, I was 14, 15, and she said, "I just saw this guy, Dane, and he stood on stage," and she told me that he did this, 20,000 people, and I said, I'm going to play Madison Square Garden someday.
Was anybody in your family a comic, or where do you get that from?
Everybody was kind of funny.
Right.
Yeah.
But it
either
takes
funny
balls,
or stealing money.
But it takes right. But it takes balls, which is funny if you're not the guy getting stolen from. Well, I mean, it does take balls to get up on stage that first time. Were you horrible the first time you got up?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The first few years are just absolutely, cringeworthy when you kind of watch it back. But
I feel like a lot of comedians are jealous of you. I think maybe it's the internet thing and the tremendous success with playing stadiums, right? Joe Rogan accused you of stealing his material. Do you get that a lot? Do you feel that's out of jealousy, or do you feel there's some legitimate claim there?
No, I don't. It's definitely not legitimate claim, but the thing is about it, it's tough to talk about from the perspective of a person. You're the perfect example. You start to get the success, and then there's the same people that were once saying you're the shit, you're the next big thing. Every DJ for a couple of years was like playing my bits and touting me, and I knew I was already in like the
fetal position.
I'm gonna get smashed.
Rolling Stone magazine called you like the up-and-coming great comedian of all time, and then the following year when you had your success,
like the following week.
The following week said you were a piece of shit and you don't deserve any success.
Oh, that's nice. I've been nice.
I know. But
you know what? But I know that feeling because
that's a turnaround.
I've been on the cover of Rolling Stone twice. The cover of Rolling Stone was a big deal to me.
Of course.
And then I remember when we started on satellite, after our first show, the guy wrote a review and said that we were the worst thing ever. We were good, we were great until then, and then we got on satellite, we were terrible. And it upset me, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're I love comics. I respect comedy, the art of comedy. It's all I ever wanted to do since I was a kid. So when people that you respect especially are the ones kind of, slinging at you, it's confusing.
Right.
If anything else. But I never really responded to it because it's just superfluous, and you're not a thief a little bit. You're a thief entirely, or you're not. And if you look at everything I've done, you can clearly see that, these are my ideas, and, I don't know.
Right.
People say what they're going to say, man.
That's right. But you don't let it bother you.
But
you are an angry guy.
I'm an angry guy.
You have a couple of incidents which are very interesting here.
I do?
Yes. It says here, according to the New York Post, Dane was once kicked out of Smith & 𝗦𝗫 Steakhouse for being too difficult.
Absolutely
According to an employee, Dane's assistant ordered for him. He got a steak and sent it back 3 times. The chef was furious. Eventually, we told him enough is enough, and they threw you out of Smith & 𝗦𝗫.
That is not true. It's the chicken parmesan, those douchebags. No, that's absolutely not true. I laughed when I read that. Not true at all.
So, in other words, there's no fact there at all.
I've never been kicked out of any restaurant my entire life.
That was Sam Cooke.
I said this earlier this morning. The Post once wrote that I bought a stripper at Scores a brand new car or Mercedes or something.
But when you're famous, you have to actually ask yourself, is somebody impersonating me out there and doing these things?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of...
But when I read that, I'm like, okay, not only is it a slow news day, but they're like, let's make up some real boring slow news. It's like, pick an A-lister to lie about.
As of June 2007, Dane was single. Then he dated Costa Rican singer Raquel Houghton.
Yeah,
that sounds hot to me.
She's beautiful. I'm with her now. I'm back with Raquel Houghton.
Are you living with her?
Girlfriend?
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And she sings.
Oh, she sings. Except she just had a tonsillectomy that went wrong.
Yeah.
And she was hemorrhaging and bleeding, and she's not singing right now.
But she will be able to again?
Yes.
Tonsillectomy.
Yeah.
What got caught in her throat? This is a hot chick. Are we marrying this one, or is no way you'll ever get married? Because
I don't know. I don't know what I feel about marriage entirely. But
you in love with her?
Yeah, she's cool.
You're in love.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
That must be awfully good what you're getting over there.
I don't masturbate violently anymore.
I got to see a picture of this chick.
I masturbate lovingly.
Young chick? How old are we talking about?
17.
17,
no.
Nice. From Costa Rica. Those are impressionable girls.
Oh,
those
she's
Costa
beautiful.
Ricans.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. You met the family?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this is the greatest. 2008. Jessica Alba, I guess you worked with her on a movie.
I did.
Hot chick, right?
Mm-hmm.
No interest in her?
Oh, yeah. But she had a boyfriend.
She had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
No chance for romance.
No.
She says, and this is what I would do on a film. She says that you purposely did a lot of extra love scenes and nude scenes with girls in order to, mess around with the girls.
Oh, my goodness.
Purposely did nude scenes.
Jessica accused you.
I purposely wrote nude scenes.
Just
accused
undressed.
you and other cast members of tricking female extras into shooting unnecessary sex scenes for their own enjoyment on the set of Good Luck Chuck.
Yeah, this sounds legitimate.
Now, why would she say? Did you get along with her when you made the movie?
Oh yeah, she's cool people.
Did you ever call her up and say, "Why are you saying this about me?"
I did.
So what did she say?
She said she wrote me an email back saying, things are misconstrued and the entire thing wasn't quoted, and I'm like, what was the beginning or ending of that quote? Hey, watch me be ironic. Hey, I'm about to go into bizarro world for a minute. Let's.
I mean, if you were going to do that, do the scenes with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about what.
I mean, because that seems kind of, seems kind of sleazy, and it's a really damaging accusation. I think. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, who would do that?
It
Hurtful.
continues to show up in print every time you want to do an interview.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing is, all this, that's what's really interesting is like everything sticks on the internet. Everything is fresh news, like even the Joe Rogan, like I have nothing with Joe or even like 𝗦𝗵cie𝘄, like we worked all that stuff out.
𝗦𝗵cie𝘄 was another comedian who gave you shit and said you ripped off material.
Yes.
And you called him and you said, look, here's what I'm doing.
I wrote him a passionate email, just talking about everything, putting it out there. He wrote me back, and we were sitting on a couch a year later at Comics Come Home. Good set.
But you're right. The internet,
fans get in, and they like
the internet. The very thing that helped your career can also hurt it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
What do you mean that the 𝗛cie𝘄𝗿𝗱 thing? I don't think I would have let her off the hook for that. Because that's not cool. That I don't like.
Really creepy.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, how can you take that in stride?
Because
if somebody said that about me, I'd be really hurt. I really would.
I know, but Howard, if you kept everything that everybody said about you on your mind, you would.
But wait a second. Here's a woman you worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, you develop a certain respect for each other, I assume.
But she said 10 other really wonderful things, or during junkets she said amazing things too. So I don't know, maybe she was having a bad period.
I don't know. But to say, hey, Dane was doing unnecessary sex scenes, it was pornography.
Well, I did. I like I said, I reached out and I said I thought that was uncalled for, and why would you? I
think she should issue a retraction. What do you think of that?
Well, she did to me.
Yeah, great. This I like about you. You say that you have incredible phone sex skills. What are you talking about here? Because I'm bad at this phone sex.
Yeah.
You're saying because you're on the road with your comedy all the time. Sure. The Costa Rican. She's away from you, I guess.
Yeah.
She doesn't travel with you all the time.
Right.
You call her up and you begin this phone sex.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And you're able to beat off with her saying dirty things
How
to
do
you.
you initiate?
I think that's so hot. What's the matter? Let me see a picture. Here's a picture of your girlfriend I've never seen.
And then you can start.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Look at this. From not getting laid in high school. Wait, Artie, Robin.
I think I might have seen a picture of her somewhere. But let me see if it's the same one.
This might be one of the hottest chicks on the planet. Look at that.
Yeah.
And those are real boobs, right?
Yes.
Look at this. And look at
this. For now.
Robin.
What?
You'll go get her. She's hot.
She's lovely.
The only thing bad about this picture is
the
only thing bad about this picture is the Red Sox hat. That's it.
Yeah.
Let me see that. Red Sox hat.
No, that's a looker.
You can't see that, huh, Robin?
No, I can't.
Boy, I like her.
I look forward to ruining this relationship.
Will you ruin it?
No. But maybe for the bits.
I've done that.
Everything's for the material.
And you have phone sex with her?
Yeah.
Is she good at it?
Yeah, she's good at it, but I think I'm better.
Well, what do you do? What do you say?
Do you ever feel ridiculous having phone sex?
I want to hear.
I get self-conscious. Pretend you're talking to Robin on the phone. What do you mean? You get nude in the bed in the hotel?
You know what it is? It's just, first of all, I have a very wide vernacular, so I know a lot of interesting words.
You watch a lot of porn.
Know a lot of the slang, the jargon. I'm a bit of a verbologist.
Yes, but with girls, you got to be careful. Like, you can't say the word cunt.
You can't creep them out,
right?
Yeah.
You can.
You can?
If you say it lovingly, like, oh, baby, you're a cunt.
Yeah, that's the move.
But you gotta.
I wouldn't even try that.
Let me try
I think he's gonna get you into trouble.
Let me try that. Oh, baby, you can't.
No.
No.
No good? What was the difference?
I don't know. You sound like you just sat on something. I love you, pussy.
No, I mean, you got to be really careful because I know my wife. She gets
girls love confidence. So if you're confident even in your phone sex, that's why it's like you can be a comedian and be butt ugly and get laid, because if you have the confidence to make a room full of people laugh, women respond to that.
Do you how do you get into it? Do you just say, what are you wearing?
Cunt. No, I go like this.
What are you wearing?
Love that clip.
Do you open with cunt?
What do you open with? If you don't mind.
Song.
Okay. No, but what do you say? Hey, how was your day? Blah blah blah, and then you go, oh baby, you know this girl's very very good looking. I can see why you want to engage her. But what is the line? How do you get the move in?
We do some role playing sometimes. You know, sometimes I pretend I'm a super spy. You know, I'll be like, I've infiltrated the base, and I know where you are.
Yeah.
See, I would keep that phone call going and call the cops on the other line.
You what?
You infiltrated the base?
I'm moving out.
I have the president of Costa Rica tied to a chair, and I will murder him if you don't suck my balls.
I'm sucking your balls. I see.
Please don't kill the president.
Please don't kill the president. The president of Costa Rica is changing the whole world.
See, when I role play with a hot chick,
Wait, there's a woman on the phone that wants to have phone sex with you.
Oh, let's see the skills.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
That's a dude.
How are you?
That's a guy.
Talk to her and give her some respect. Go ahead.
Guy. That's Gary or something with some voice modulator on.
Go ahead. Talk to Dane.
I'd like to help you come.
You're 75 years old.
You sound so youthful.
Oh, my.
I'm ready to fuck.
Oh, my God.
Can't get into it?
I want to tickle your prostate.
Oh, she sounds like a Haitian lady I used to work with at the nursing home.
Can I put my finger in your ass?
All right, honey. You're not turning him on.
That is horrible.
But that is amazing. It's some girlfriend you got there, huh?
She's cool.
What does she weigh? Probably nothing.
What does she weigh?
I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, she's pretty thin.
How do you meet a girl like that?
I met her...
Jennifer Aniston's house?
Huh? What?
I don't know, party.
I don't get her.
Yeah.
No, I met her at the comedy club, of course.
No kidding.
Years ago.
She was at a show and...
yeah, she worked there.
Look at you.
That's how it goes.
By the way, you can see Dane Cook and friends tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the New York Comedy Festival. Is that true? It's in Madison Square Garden.
That's it.
Who's the friends? I mean, just different comics you respect?
Bill Burr is going to be there. You know, a lot of guys I started with. You know, kind of the group I came up with. Robert Kelly, Gary Gulman is going to be on the show. And then I get some remote stuff from George Lopez, Sarah Silverman. I asked Artie if he wanted to swing in and do a set. I said, even though we're not friends,
that was very nice.
Dane Cook and acquaintances. For when
guys I kind of know.
Guys that are not.
Is the garden intimidating in the sense that it's such a big room? I mean, how do you play to the garden?
That I was telling Dane that the biggest room I ever played was for something called Comics Come Home. When I did Rescue Me, Dennis Leary asked me to do something with him. A charity he always does. And it was 7,000 people.
Wow!
And because of being on this show, I'm able to do 4,000 or 5,000 sometimes, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it's so when you come up playing 300 or 200 or even 100-person clubs, the timing is so different. It's like when you get a laugh, you almost have to wait for the wave of laugh to come down, and then it affects you.
Dane, there's not too many comics who play 20,000 seats.
Maybe 4 in history.
Yeah, how did you learn? How'd you learn how to do that? I mean, you went from small clubs to boom, 20,000 seats. No,
because like I said, man, this is 20 years on New Year's Eve,
Okay.
and so all through late 90s into 2000, I was doing all college stuff at like 10,000. Sometimes seaters, and
wow,
I was building up a fan base for a long time before people thought I was an overnight whatever.
No stage intimidates you, huh?
No.
Things sound good aside from losing 11 mil. You know,
Things are good.
Yeah.
Girlfriend didn't threaten to leave when she heard you lost 11 mil?
No,
That's
she
a
knew I
keeper.
had a few bucks underneath the mattress.
She knows you have a couple of mil left. That's pretty good. Do you ever worry with a hot chick like that? I mean, when you go on the road, do you ever like get jealous and worry that like she could be fucking some guy on the side?
No. No, you can't think. Oh, that would be terrifying. I used to think like that. I was the paranoid guy for a long time too.
Now you're secure.
Yeah, like checking in every hour and all that stuff.
Naive.
Yeah, it took a long time to get through that crap.
What's the longest time you've been separated from this beautiful girl?
We were on and off for a little bit.
On and off for a little bit?
I was off for a year and dated some pretty amazing women, and then once I was done with that, back into.
You broke up with her.
Yeah.
And then you said you went out and dated.
Yes.
A couple of hot chicks.
I had to. Here's the thing: is when you're like the homely whatever kid in school. I was like, I told my family, I go, I want to date the most beautiful women in the world.
Right.
And so my goal when we were on this break, and then I was, kind of hanging out A-list, for a minute doing that. I was like, all right, I'm going for it.
Who will you date? Like famous chicks, right?
I don't really. I will for you tell one person who nobody knows that I dated.
Who is it?
Nice.
But I can. I
share.
I can't get too.
Who is it?
Oh, Howard meant share. Share
Who
that.
is it?
The hottest woman in the world, very talented too. I'll give her her props. Was the Pussycat Dolls?
Yeah.
𝗦𝗁𝗲𝗄𝗎.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lead singer.
You were dating her.
Yeah, she's
nobody knew for about 7 or 8 months.
And that's a hot chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens there where you break
What
up?
doesn't?
What? No, I'm saying what? I mean, why break up if it's that good? Sexually was good.
Well, because at the same time, it's like, Hollywood and people that are like, I don't want to date me,
right?
And she was just really very driven, and you can't be with that for a long time.
It's hard.
You don't want to be on a break. You don't want to be on a break and have it be like, I just want to fucking come home and sit, play some video games, and have your girl be like, oh, I'm in Morocco.
Right, you want to be with
come
her.
See me. I'm in Nice, France. Hop on the. It's like I'm a homebody. When I'm not doing shows, I just want to relax.
And this girl, she's with you.
But that was it. It was like, okay, she's cool. She's fan of my comedy. Make her laugh, and then like, make this dream come true from this awkward kid of like dating one of the hottest chicks for a minute.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but everybody's happy now.
Wait, somebody else is on the phone wants to have phone sex.
No.
Maybe this will work out better. Let's try.
Howard.
Go ahead, honey.
Hello.
Okay, what do you want to say to Dane?
I love a hot load on my face.
Wow.
Who doesn't? Ultimately.
Right
Join
into
the
it.
club, pal.
You love a hot load on your...
His dick in my mouth.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I once sucked a black cock.
Oh,
it was so big, I puked all over his balls.
You sound very pensive.
I don't think you
got it, Hot Buns.
Buns.
You don't want to.
Talking. I'm getting ready to come.
All right, easy
Oh my
does
God,
it.
is that the computer voice from War Games?
That is unbelievable.
Do you want to play a game of chess?
Jim, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey Dane, big fan, man. I even let my kids listen to you. ages 16 to 9, man. I don't care. You're just friggin' hilarious, even though Artie doesn't think so.
Oh,
Artie, you don't think I'm funny?
I never said that.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'm only kidding. Hey, Howard, did you ever see Dane's movie, My Best Friend's Girl?
Yes, with Kate Hudson.
Fucking hilarious.
So
But she admitted, though, that you guys hooked up.
she admits that the two of you had sex.
This is a first. Why would I?
He's embarrassed to have banged her,
deny it?
obviously.
No, unless I had cheated and I was trying to hide something. But no, man, I didn't. We did not have a dalliance.
He would be the first to admit, I'm sure.
She had a boyfriend.
Well,
She was with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Let me tell you something. Sounds like a good life.
I
Sounds
can't
like
complain,
you're living
man.
the dream.
And you know what? Now I finally got to say I did Howard Stern.
I'm so glad you came in today.
I've been trying for years, man.
Wow.
I told Gary I was sending my first CD 10 years ago.
You happen to be a great guest.
Oh, thanks.
You talked
I'll
about
be funnier
stuff.
next time.
This was a good interview. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving you the 10. I bet you the audience would too.
All right.
I'm telling
It
you.
was a funny thing happened. I don't know if Dane remembers this. A couple of years ago, I was in Boston. I was doing a gig for the great Bill Blumenreich, who we both know, promoter up there.
God rest his soul.
And I was in front of my hotel in the car waiting to go to the gig.
Right.
And it was kind of a rainy night, and I was tired on the road, didn't want to go do this gig and everything. And I guess Dane was in a car right in back of me, and he noticed me walking in. I had never met him, and I hear a knock on the window. And it's Dane Cook, and he said, "Hey, Artie, I just wanted to say hi." And I said, "Hey, Dane, how you doing, man?" He goes, "I'd love to come on the show sometimes, or Howard like it, blah blah blah." And he said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to do a gig out in New Hampshire, stand-up gig tonight." I said, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to make a movie with Drew Barrymore." He was on his way to the set of like an $80 million motion picture.
Hey, Dane, are you friends with these people in the sense that like you go to their parties? Like you don't party with Drew Barrymore's house. I imagine there's a real wild scene going on.
No, man. I'm like I do my shows and the show's over. I'm like I'm kind of homebody,
Yeah, but when you live in
that's
LA,
what I was wondering, because you were talking about making these friendships on the sets. Do you keep these friendships?
When celebrities were like I used to hang out at the Laugh Factory, and like you'd look and like Bruce Willis would walk into the club next door, or like Halle Berry. I did that, but then
you don't get to go to
change, and you're Spencer. You don't hang out with Spencer and fucking reality.
I don't mean that, but you don't get to go to Angelina Jolie's Christmas party at Brad's house.
I get invited to a lot of stuff, but I'm selective. I don't. I've never been invited to Angelina Jolie's.
You don't go to David Arquette's house every Sunday in Malibu for the big party.
You're not playing basketball with them?
You don't play at Gary Shanley's house?
Oh yeah, the big badminton tournament.
Gary Shanley has a badminton tournament going on. All right, listen, it's good to see you still have your head on straight.
Thanks, man.
I haven't gotten carried away. Where are you off to next to promote? I understand you got a very busy schedule.
Yeah. The tour rages on. It goes all the way through to when I hit like I said, 20 years. It'll be my hometown of Boston on New Year's Eve at the Boston Garden.
And today you're doing a bunch of promotions as well, right? You're doing a bunch of interviews.
Yeah.
Where are you going to next? That's what I want to know.
𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗿𝗍, baby.
𝗦𝗫𝗄𝗿𝗍.
She seems to be on the rise.
Oh, yeah? You're going to talk to her?
Yeah, she's apparently a model who has a talk show.
No kidding.
But everybody, it's the hot thing.
Well, you seduce her.
Will I seduce her?
Yes.
If she wants me to do the phone sex, then
It was good to have you here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, really enjoyed meeting you.
Hello.
Dane, how'd it go, man?
It was very good, man. I had a good time in there. Finally busted my 𝗻𝗁. I've been trying to get on here for 10 years.
Yeah, he said he wished you would have came on earlier, and he said you were a good guest. How does that feel coming from Howard?
Very good, man. This is the guy who meets everybody. Howard knows everybody. So getting the thumbs up is I'm going to have a good day today.
And what do you think about that phone sex? 2 callers.
Probably one of the most embarrassing things. I'm sure if I ever hear it on playback, I will cringe.
Yeah, but you say you're so good at it, though.
I am pretty good at it, but I got to be more in the moment, and there has to be a girl. I'm looking at Howard, and I'm trying to reenact phone sexual moments.
The first one was a girl.
I don't know about that. That was an old girl.
She's dead, but she was a girl. So you had a good time today, man?
I did, man. It was fun. I look forward to. They asked me to come back, and hopefully, maybe I'll be a friend of the show. That would be kind of cool.
Nice, man.
Yeah, put me on the speed dial, and I'll call in or come in and hang.
Cool. All right. Thanks.
All right, you got it. Later.
This is a Howard TV original production. Welcome to Celebrity Superfan Roundtable with hosts Jeff Probst and Natalie May, with Jerry O'Connell, Krista Miller, and Mark McGrath, broadcasting from Nobu Restaurant in Los Angeles. All here to discuss the Howard Stern Show. Celebrity Superfan Roundtable.
Welcome to the second Howard Stern Celebrity Superfan Roundtable. Natalie and I did this about a year ago, right?
Hello, hello. Yes, it was a year ago. I can't believe it.
And it was so much fun, we decided to do it again. New guest this time. We have with us today Jerry O'Connell, who...
I've been a guest. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor here, and I just want to say Lisa Glassberg is here, and I saw her take a shit here at Nobu.
You did?
A huge steaming shit.
Have you ever seen Steve Langford's huge penis?
No. I have not, no.
It's huge.
I think
How did
Mark
you get
has.
that black eye?
I have a black eye?
Yeah, did Rebecca...
Jerry O'Connell,
Let him.
who everybody knows is a big fan, was on with Kimmel and me. We did a trivia thing in which Kimmel destroyed us both.
I think you destroyed me as well, and I still get a lot of crap for that, a lot.
And we also have Krista Miller, big-time Stern
Big
fan.
time.
With a big-time
Hi.
TV career. Going back
Thank
through
you.
Carrie Show, Scrubs, now Cougar Town.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm a little bit nervous, though.
There's no nerves here.
Okay.
It's all Stern fans. We're all in the same family.
Okay, great.
You only have to get nervous if we ask you to ride the Sybian.
Oh, I'm doing that. I'm going to do that.
No, don't do that. Don't ever do that.
And
Don't
rounding
ever
out
do
the
that.
table, Mark McGrath.
Thank you
from,
for your call.
Sugar Ray and Extra, and now back with Sugar Ray with an album that ties into Krista's world, which is music for Cougars.
That's right. I canceled a county fair to be here tonight, so I'm feeling good. And I guess Jillian Barbieri was busy, so thanks you guys for having me.
And we should thank Nobu here in West Hollywood for having us once again.
Richie
We were here
Notar.
last year. Before we get too far into this, I want to establish everybody's credibility as a Stern listener.
Okay.
So, things like where we listen, how often we listen. Krista, when do you...
All right, well, firstly, I grew up in New York City. So, and my mom is young and cool, and I have listened to Howard for forever. And there is nowhere I go in my house that I don't touch that keypad and satellite comes on, and then sometimes I have to press it again, if it's on 101, if I've missed the morning show, and then it's in my car. And that's pretty much my life. And when my kids come in, I say, can you push that red button where the light is? And they turn it off.
Well, and how great is it that on 100 it plays all the time?
It's changed my life, but Howard's my buddy. I get a little bit, I don't know if you guys feel this way, I get a little stomach ache when he's talking about the new contract and everything. It makes me feel like, where is my life then?
I know.
I'll have to make a life change.
Yeah, it actually, I have to tell you, I have a different reaction. It makes me a little angry, to be honest. I feel like, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I feel like, and I've really thought about this on the way over here because I knew we were going to talk about it. I feel like Howard invited us all to a party, and that's satellite radio, and said, stop listening to terrestrial, come over to my house, I'm going to throw a fucking kick-ass party. Right. And he did.
And we all installed it in our cars, and our houses.
Now we live by it in our houses and our cars. And now he's saying, I'm going to blow this fucking party. I'm out of here. And it's kind of pissing me off a little bit. And I think it's a little rude to us as people who pay for this life-changing service.
Yeah.
And also, I got to tell you, I feel bad for guys like Jason Kaplan and JD.
But he hasn't said he's doing anything.
And I understand that, and I realize it's a negotiation tactic and all this stuff, and obviously it's dealing with people who are a lot more powerful than I even can imagine. But there's something that's like, I kind of feel like, I mean, maybe he's pulled Gary aside and told him what he's doing, or Tim Sabian, but I feel like we're owed just like, look, this is what I'm going to do. This is kind of where I'm going. I feel like we're owed that. We all came over. We all changed our listening habits. We did what Howard told us to do. And
Like
now
good
we're
little boys
owed
and
now
girls.
we're owed an explanation. He can't just leave our party without saying, "Hey man, I gotta go. I got this other party
But
that I gotta
wait,
go to."
he said he would do it for 5 years. We all knew that was what
Yeah.
the contract was. We pay. I'll go wherever he goes, and I
$12 is
personally,
nothing. You kidding me? A
I
month?
get more
Joke.
pissed at Sirius for the way it seems like they might be treating him, or just the stations. I think they need to wear a better hat and know their direction, because I'm sorry, it's not music. I can listen to my iPod, I can listen to a million internet channels and just type in one artist, and then it'll give me an entire playlist of that. They need to have content, and Howard is serious.
But Natalie, what would you do without liquid metal, though?
That.
What would you do without liquid metal? You know, I mean, come on.
I've got that playlist.
The bummer, you're coming from an emotional place, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you can't throw a great party every night, and that's what Howard's done, you know? The bummer for me, though, is when you hear the Thursday news wrap-ups when they're doing the news, the joy in their voices that they got the weekend off, it's palpable. You can tell. They're lighter, they're laughing, and that, to me, is a huge sign, man, you know, that the end is sort of coming. It's almost a metaphor.
So you think he's going to retire?
I know Howard loves his life with Beth and in Hamptons, and he likes to just play kissy face and hang out with Beth. Who wouldn't? You know what I mean? I think he's done his mark. I don't think he's going to return as we know Howard, but I think he cannot stay away from the radio. I think Ralph was right yesterday. He's going to take a 6-month leave, refigure it out, and configure the show.
Natalie, do you think he's going to leave? Really?
I don't think he's going to leave radio. I believe he might leave Sirius, and I think Sirius needs to appreciate what they have, and they need to realize that Howard is Sirius. If he goes, I don't know what anybody is going to specifically pay for that they can't find
So
elsewhere.
is he going to do like a podcast type deal?
I think he could go to the internet. We'd all follow him. He'd make even more.
I have to say, a couple of radio personalities do podcasts, and they are kind of
You said
enjoyable.
do-do.
Adam Carolla does. He does a good job.
Do.
Yeah.
Do. Caca, pee,
But
pee,
it's like
poo, poo.
Krista said, it is such a lifestyle.
It's huge.
To be able to turn on the radio any time of day or night and hear Howard Stern on 100.
I got the biggest boner yesterday. I figured out how to get Howard Stern on my iPhone. I don't know if he knows it. You know what I'm saying? And
No,
so,
he
seriously.
doesn't.
And like, I don't know if I'm blowing it, but like, my whole life opened up again. And then I got sad because like, I got 11 months of this, or like 12. And so like, it kind of bummed me out a little bit.
So the iPhone would be like downloading something off LimeWire.
I don't care what it is.
Of
It's Howard
Sugar
Stern
Ray.
concerned. I'll go to jail for that, man. You know what I mean? I just love the guy. The guy gave me my career. My girlfriend turned me on to Howard Stern. And I went to Howard Stern in 95 for my band, the first time. I brought my girlfriend with me. She ended up marrying Scott Eisinger. I've made the ultimate sacrifices for this fucking show. You know what I'm saying?
Your girlfriend is
Ended
married
up
to Scott?
marrying Scott Eisinger. So y'all made your sacrifices. We put she stole my girlfriend. The show did. Married her.
And it was
all right?
okay
I'm
with
sitting
you.
there lonely in the hills with my dogs, going, "What happened to me? Where's my band? Where are my friends?" You know what I mean? But I don't care because I love Howard. It's
Natalie,
such a part of my life.
you listen more than anyone, maybe is like Krista, all the time. Every time I call you, you said, I'm listening to Stern every minute, every day.
Yes, it has gotten a little less. I don't listen to every repeat, and I don't listen to the repeat of the upcoming repeats on Fridays. Whoa, let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you also
please.
be less pissed if just when I don't think it's so much that people get mad that Howard takes off.
It's the live
It's what's left for us when he's gone. Like, they just really need to do more programming and things that we want to listen to, because the big breaks have gotten better. There's specials that they've created. I enjoy them. They're really interesting. But then sometimes it just seems a little
Well, I'm in the
bit-
minority because I don't catch every minute of every show, and I like
dare you.
Fridays
Well,
and the weekends.
Bring the
because
Friday
I can-
show back.
I need a new co-host.
Because I can
like
get
your
caught up.
Your special prize.
You got a job.
If it's a very busy week for me, because I don't have it, I know it's terrible, in my bungalow yet. They haven't thought that was a necessity.
When's your
for me
contract up?
at
Not
work.
a
Yeah,
real
when
fan.
I renegotiate, I will get that, but I don't have it. And so then if I miss on the weekends, then I can catch up a little bit, and I'm a little excited. You know, that I haven't
That's good.
seen.
No, they can do a repeat, but
If-
Friday we get to hear everything we just heard, and then Saturday
With a couple JD like observations
the
in between and like I
more.
love the guy, but I'd rather hear Chuck Zito for 6 hours. That's like some live content.
What
I remember
about
how
this?
excited I heard because Master Tape Theater was coming back, and like I hear the old tapes, and it doesn't have that zing because the new show
No.
is flying on all cylinders so radically. Hearing something from '86 Todd Bridges, it's like, all right, man, you know what I mean?
I know.
I
have to tell you, the vacation time this summer really made me
Hurt
angry.
me bad.
And I'm sorry to be angry guy here and saying
How many
Howard,
how many weeks did you take off this year, O'Connell?
I didn't take any time off.
From
I
your
have
dad.
kids now. I sit at home. We all listen on the internet.
No,
we listen in the car.
I mean in life. Did you take any breaks? Because I sometimes hear Howard saying,
my
"Look,
kids'
I'm taking
first
a
words were
vacation."
"Pop, pop, boo."
I don't mean from the show.
That was your kid.
I mean from your job, where you take a break from what you do. When I hear people call up and say, "Howard, what is this, man?
Yeah,
You
that's
take a day off?" And he says, "I do 5 hours a day every day."
I understand, but it's 4 days a week. Listen, I'm the last guy to. 4 days, it is a whack. And they work 4 or 5 hours and they go home. Look, they work their ass off, and I love what they do. But like, I used to move drywall. That fucking sucks, man. 12 hours a day. It's their job is tough, and they got to create content. I get it, but they work 4 days a week.
What if they went
work
to
4 days a week.
afternoons? What if Howard didn't have to get up anymore? He comes in at noon. How would that change your listening?
Not one bit.
I think it would be okay for me. I would just, because if they're replaying it, although, it is my morning
routine.
buddy.
I know.
But sometimes I have to be late for work, so my morning routine is at noon. So I think I'm okay.
Would it make it less topical, Natalie?
Yes, I think it's kind of how it is listening back to the old shows. The news changes minute by minute
That's true.
in this day and
we live in.
age.
But the replays are they do it so much. You're not going to miss the show. You're going to get the show. But like in terms of like that in the morning talk about what happened in the evening, you're going to miss a little bit of that topicality. You would.
I have to say, and I'm sorry to be this guy. I'm apologizing to Howard.
You're never getting invited to the house.
And I want to apologize for everyone, but this is a forum where we can talk about our issues.
Yes.
Radio is a daily medium. We get up and go to work 5 days a week. Well, me not lately, but most people get up and go to work 5 days a week.
Not this group, really.
You need that much like you stop off at a Starbucks and pick up a coffee. You need that morning show every morning. It's a routine. Even the Fridays, and I get why they kick it off. I realize it's very tiring and everything, but like, I need Fridays. And while this program is great, I listened last week when Ralph hosted the Superfan Roundtable.
Yeah. Oh, this program's much better than that one. But yeah,
Listen,
go ahead.
I'm a big Ralph fan.
I love Ralph too.
I love Ralph.
You think about it from the other side. Been doing this show for a long time, very successful. Letterman takes off days, Regis takes off days. Lots of people take off Fridays. They get to a point in their life where, you know what, I'm pretty successful, I'm pretty good. I'd like to have a little different lifestyle, and I'm trying to figure it out.
Fine. I was a little bummed at the deceptive quality of it. When he first started, he said, like, we might take Fridays off every now and then. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That's
it was never, I just want the information. If you said, look, I'm never coming in Friday, not a problem. I'll readjust my schedule. And he'll never tell you, next week we're off on vacation. You'll never, ever hear that. Which is fine. I get it. It's gangster. He's doing his thing. He's keeping listeners. But I'm such a fan. Just give me the info. Keep me in the circle all day. Keep me in the circle with the info.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that it should be every day. And
I am
sorry,
too, dude.
I apologize, but I'm of the opinion that radio is something that...
Krista, what do you weigh in?
Look, I was
Final
dying.
comments on
I
this
wanted to go
topic.
back to work full time, and we work 3 weeks on, 1 week off. I am so happy for our hiatus week, and it's really tiring. And also, you can't compare drywall to Howard's done his drywall.
You're right.
And now you work to a certain point, so you don't have to do
Natalie,
drywall
last
anymore.
comment.
I just want to say, Howard, out there, if you're listening, I know you're going to think we're all doing the negative and being very down.
No, just sell us out. Jerry,
and I just want to say, it's flat. He should take it as flattery that we're all so passionate to need him in our lives.
We're on the verge of losing something that's so important to us. So I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to fight for it.
Jerry's a baby.
I hope Howard doesn't relapse on heroin.
Yeah, let's move into our favorite former heroin addict, Artie, and talk about the latest. Last time we did this, there was an episode with Artie.
What was it?
I think it was it the...
Where were we?
Which one? Fight? I think it might have been the fight.
The big battle that happened?
The big battle.
Yeah, and everyone thought he was sober, but me.
So what is it about Artie in general that makes, I think, everybody here root for him? Whereas if he worked at Yahoo, he'd have been fired years ago.
It's the everyman quality that Artie has that we all love. We see a lot of ourselves in Artie. I certainly do.
Yeah.
You know, and I just he's the guy. He's the guy in the show that you feel like you really go out and have a beer with. He and like everyone's like, Howard, you should discipline Artie, and like that's not his job, man. Artie, you know, Artie's a grown ass man. I think they give him a long leash to really hang himself. I don't think Artie's done with his whole journey either, if you know what I'm saying. I don't, you know, I think he's gotten a lot better. He's lost the weight, but there's just no consequences for his actions. Sorry, you guys, I was in bed, bummer, and I get it, man. I've used those excuses. You know,
Does this come
Celebrity
with
Jeopardy
being
I made years ago.
Does it come with being a creative person?
He's just so likable, and probably all of those things, and creative as well.
Well,
He does so much for the show.
Right, and I think the drug addiction is just one part of why he does what he does. I think whatever goes on with him mentally and why he sees a therapist, and it sounds like he's
Does he?
on- Yeah, I believe
You know,
he is.
okay.
I see the difference in
I think
Artie
you're right. You're right.
now.
You're right.
Artie, a few months ago, was so aggravating. He was so negative, Jerry. And, no, just kidding.
No, I'm I was listening. Sorry.
No, I'm saying aggravated.
Oh,
like
oh,
you.
sorry.
He was really on edge, but and really annoying. And then he did after that, after the last hiatus, he did come back as I thought a more truly adjusted person.
Krista, describe the difference between Artie when he's fully there and when he's not.
Oh, well, when I first met Artie, I was living in Laurel Canyon with Nicole Sullivan in a house, and he was
the
on
infamous house?
The infamous house, and he was on Mad TV. Should I
Yeah,
tell you?
yeah, we all.
So
Artie said he had a story.
He was on Mad TV, and he would knock on Nicole's door. Nicole doesn't do drugs, and really doesn't. I don't think she's ever done a drug. And
Is this his house, the house that was by Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah,
Okay.
we all lived. Jennifer Aniston and a lot of people. So we all lived up in these little houses. So Artie would come there and hang out, but he would want to do drugs at Nicole's house because I guess it was quiet and had a really nice view. And
It's a good environment for heroin. It was.
but I lived
Canyon, man.
I lived upstairs, so we shared a front door, and I was working at the time. And the night before he got arrested, he came and pounded at the door at 3 a.m. and where I had to do a show. And I seriously,
You were attracted to him.
my head exploded.
You made the book. I read about you.
I don't know if I'm in the book.
I thought that story's in the book about the upstairs
I don't know if your
neighbor.
name's mentioned, but
But Maybe I
Nicole's
just heard
house,
him
and I
tell.
think she had a roommate. I think it was mentioned, but not.
There was another girl that
Yeah.
lived downstairs. It was all girls living up there, and Artie just wanted to sit. You could see other people's houses from the balcony,
Mhm.
so he would just be there and do drugs. And then I woke up at 7 a.m, and he was out on Nicole's balcony, which is underneath my balcony, drinking and doing drugs, singing me and Bobby McGee.
Yikes!
That was, and then he got arrested.
Been there.
Well, and when you listen, Jerry, when you listen on the radio, when Artie's not there, we can tell because he's not contributing. And then when he comes back, like Natalie said, when he comes back and he's sharp, it's like a completely different guy.
I want to say I read Too Fat to Fish. I think Artie needs a real father figure in his life. I think that's what he's looking for to fill a void that's maybe not there anymore. And I once again, I'm going to be negative on this panel, and I apologize to everyone who is
Quit
listening.
apologizing and talk.
Howard has made a decision to stay out of Artie's business, and I understand that decision, and I believe Howard said it came directly from his shrink.
I was going to say, I think everything Howard does with Artie, I believe he's gotten that advice from his shrink, and I trust that he knows what he's doing.
I think, and this is just an idea. I think Howard should take a more direct place in Artie's life. I think Artie would ultimately very much appreciate it, and it might possibly fill a void in Artie's life. And I think that Artie really does what Howard says.
Are you saying that because you think Howard might be a guy just as a friend that could help Artie, or because he's his boss and it's Howard Stern and we're on the show and so you should do it?
I think it's more than a friend. I think it's someone that Artie looks up to, and maybe someone Artie can follow in his footsteps, but Artie has to get some stuff sorted out. And I think Howard can really be of assistance to him. And when people have problems with addiction, it's usually someone who assists them and helps them in these situations, and I think that's what Artie needs.
But Dr. Drew, Dr. Drew sounded like I was surprised that Artie had been speaking to Dr. Drew, who I really admire. I really like him. I think he's a very smart man.
Comes from a good place,
Absolutely.
And remember how antagonistic Artie was with Dr. Drew? It was a revelation to